Hey everybody, I'm Curtis.
And I'm Hannah.
And this is Love at First Fright.
Every time we do an episode of the podcast, there is a long silence after we introduce ourselves because we don't know what to say.
Not every time, but most times.
Most times. And
maybe not even most times. I'd have to go back and look at the raw files.
Yeah. But I think it's funny because I think both of us are kind of thinking like, what's like a fun little silly way we can do something? It's like we can just chit chat. You know?
I'm always thinking, what's the bit?
What's the bit?
Yeah, what's a bit that I can get into? Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's just how my brain operates. Is like
you're trying to entertain the masses.
Yeah, like that song "Life Could Be a Dream," but it's life could be a bit.
Screw-ba-bow.
Yeah, exactly like that. I don't know. I have been told by many people, this is going to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not.
Go ahead, toot it, baby. Toot it if you got it.
I legitimately have been told throughout my life, many, 6 to dozen.
Many people are saying this.
Many people are saying. And that's the 20 people that regularly listen to the show. It just went down to like 3. And those 3 people are like, oh, fuck, now we're doing the Trump impressions? Hell yeah. I knew I was holding out for something.
It took them long enough.
Holy.
If we're lucky, it's only going to be timely for so much longer.
Many people. I'm not going to go down there.
We're done with it now. We're done. You're safe.
And we're done until like halfway through this episode when it hits me again.
Right.
And I realize this will be the time for the bit. But what I was going to say was I have been told by many people throughout my life that they really enjoy my laugh.
Uh-huh.
That I have like I guess a relatively unique laugh, but it is like really infectious. Like I'll just laugh about stuff.
I would agree with this.
And then it genuinely, relatively, like in the last couple of months, I was talking with somebody and they told me, and I'm around this person a lot, but they told me that like sometimes like they'll be in kind of a funk or whatever, and then like I'll show up and I'll just kind of be like more lighthearted, maybe like a joke about something or laugh about it, and then they're just like, I'm out of my funk now.
Aw, that's a sweet compliment.
Yeah, it is. And like, I don't know, I like that. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, I think all of this is to say, like, part of the reason I think I laugh so much at stuff is like, in my head, I like to imagine a world that is just all bits. Like, sometimes people say stuff and I have to catch myself from like,
don't make it a fucking joke.
Yeah, because like some people will say a thing and my brain will instantly be like wanting to fire back like a joke that like I thought of based on the thing that they said, or just like the situation and kind of like how absurd it might be or whatever.
Right.
And not always the best time or most appropriate thing to do, you know.
Like, let's do a role-playing exercise. What if I come to you and I'm like, hey, Curtis.
This is going to be so bad.
Hey, Curtis, I'm feeling really, really stressed today because at 3 p.m., when you add little details like that, it makes it feel more real. At 3 p.m., I have an appointment to get an MRI of my brain because I might have a tumor.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to say?
That sucks.
So you don't have a bit?
Not right now. You can't just... Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a bit about, like, you might have a tumor in your head.
I've got one. You speaking of impressions, you do your Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. I'm not your tumor. Who's your tumor and what does he do? Get to the tumor! That's Arnold Schwarzenegger if he was your doctor.
POV Arnold Schwarzenegger is your MRI machine.
you're under the anesthesia and you're fighting it like hell,
yes.
trying to like stay awake, and just before you go under, get to the tumor. You're still groggy when you're coming out of it. It wasn't a tumor.
Oh, thank God. It's not a tumor.
It was worse. Mega tumor. He's not a good doctor.
No, in fact, he's not a doctor at all.
No.
He might play one on TV.
In a movie. I don't think he does much TV.
No, I'm just saying. That's the phrase, But
Yeah.
I play one on TV. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Okay. Sure. Anyway, but yeah, okay, so I found the bit. I got there.
We found it.
I needed a little inspiration.
Yeah,
but
that's why we do the role-playing exercises, because they're helpful. They get the juices loose.
Yeah, well.
Oh, God, OJ's out.
Again? No! Oh, God, I have so much to do. I thought I had more time.
I'm not ready for this.
Oh, God, no!
Terrible news to get right before my MRI.
Yeah. I was really good at Foley work, and that's when like the slamming on the door would happen.
Yeah.
Just like, we'll leave that in. That'll work.
That'll work.
That's believable. Yep, he's here.
He's here. Oh God.
Welcome back, friend of the podcast.
No. And this is when we dip our little teensy little toe into true crime.
Yep.
We're here to get his side of the story.
Yep.
Reviewing his book, If I Did It, which is the real book that he wrote.
Yeah.
Here's O.J. Simpson and Curtis Go.
I'm not doing that.
Good call.
When you said his side of the story, in my head, I don't know why, because it would not work.
Right.
I instantly thought of how people say, instead of history, herstory. You said his side of the story, and I was gonna say,
yes.
What about her side of the story?
I guess we'll put the mic up tastefully at the cemetery and see what she has to say.
Maybe, get Zach Bagans on that.
Oh, God.
Where's that hard hitting?
We're hemorrhaging listeners.
He's spiraling. We haven't watched Ghost Adventures in a long time.
Yeah, we haven't.
I get clips of it.
To be clear, I don't find murder funny. I just want to get ahead of that.
It depends.
I guess it depends on who it is.
Comedy is tragedy plus time.
Yep.
If you give me a murder old enough...
I don't find her murder funny.
Right.
But...
It's probably because not enough time has passed.
Right. That's the problem.
Still got a few years left before you're able to laugh about that.
Right.
But Abraham Lincoln, hilarious.
Hilarious.
You're allowed to joke about that
right.
now.
Because that is funny.
Yeah. Anyway... if this is incomprehensible to you, you are in the right place, because it's incomprehensible to me as well. I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. I barely know the movie we're going to be talking about, and I paid so much attention to it.
Did you really?
Yes.
I noticed you weren't on your phone, so that bodes well.
Yeah. I think there were like 2 parts that I was on my phone, and I was looking up an actor that was in the movie because they looked really familiar, and I was like, who is that? I thought, and we'll get into who these people are in a minute. The guy who I think his character's name was Jerry in the movie. I, for like a second, thought it was the guy who played either Merry or Pippin from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, really?
Something about how his face looked in the hat. That guy is
famous, though, right?
He's been in stuff. Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
He was the guy. You might know him from other stuff, but like I most notably know him from when The Walking Dead was really big, and they were doing that after show, The Talking Dead. He would host that, and then they also did a similar show, and I didn't know this until I was looking up like his TV and filmography or whatever.
Right.
He also hosted a talking segment thing for Breaking Bad, and it had not nearly as catchy of a name, but they were trying to, I don't remember, but it was not good.
Okay.
It was like Talking Bad or some shit like that.
Talking Bad.
And it just like not get like Talking Dead is fun because it's like
it rhymes.
Yeah. But like whatever they did with the Breaking Bad thing, this wasn't good. You know?
Speaking Bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of close. It looked when you write it.
Yeah.
It looks close.
Not really. But anyway, but it was Chris Hardwick, and I was like, oh, it's not him.
Yeah,
okay. And then I got back into it.
That's not Pippin.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Or Mary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knew it wasn't Samwise.
Definitely know it's not
and
him.
Wasn't Frodo.
Yeah.
Wasn't Gandalf.
We need...
Wasn't Aragorn.
Nope.
Wasn't Legolas.
Nope.
Wasn't Gimli.
Nope.
Boromir.
Nope.
Faramir.
Nope. Keep them going. I noticed
Saruman.
you haven't said any women.
And I wasn't going to.
Wow.
Not in my Middle Earth.
So much for herstory.
The reason it's called history.
During Women's History Month.
Is it?
No.
That's how ignorant I am, though. I didn't even know. You could have said it and I would have believed you, because I didn't know. I know June is Pride Month.
Yep.
February is Black History Month.
Yep.
Do we need any others?
So you're saying we don't need Women's History Month, is what you're saying.
You've gotten plenty.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Yes, we should have it.
It's in March.
It's in March, so we passed it. I'm good.
It's already gone.
Yeah. And everyone knows, I celebrated.
Diligently.
Yep.
Dutifully.
I was out there celebrating in the streets. They couldn't stop me. They said, please.
In the street.
They said, please stop. And I wouldn't. Anyway, no, the movie that we watched this time was House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yep.
By Rob Zombie.
Yep. I also like, this is just a little aside before we get into the movie, but I like how it's written out 1000, right?
Yes.
1,000. Everybody says House of 1,000 Corpses. Why don't we say House of 1,000 Corpses?
I would like to do a poll, but I would be surprised if it's not close to 50-50.
Really? You think so? I've never heard someone say House of 1,000 Corpses.
How much are you talking about it, though?
I mean, I follow a lot of people who talk about horror online.
Yeah, but how much is it really getting brought up?
I don't know.
This is another aside. This is going to be an episode with a lot of tangents. I'm going to warn you right now.
Yeah.
We are roughly 15 minutes into this thing. Editing's probably going to bring it back down closer to 12 or whatever. The lights in here I think are set to like natural daylight, and they're dimming fucking fast right now.
Because we're taking a dark turn.
We're taking
into the macabre.
It's keep it going.
You made it brighter.
Yes, I gotta hold on. What do we want?
Make it blood red.
Oh, I can do that.
Oh shit. Now we're in a blood red room. I kind of feel like I'm in Suspiria. Throwback.
Yeah. Hold on. I can do
blue.
Well, it's blue and green, but the green is not very strong.
Yeah.
This one's called Spooky that I made. It's just kind of purple.
Okay. Let's stick with spooky.
Okay. Do you want this one?
Sure. We'll do this one.
No, we'll go back to spooky. You don't like it. I can tell looking at you. You don't like it.
The vibe was off.
Vibes are rancid. Anyway. So that was another tangent. Anyway, I would be interested in getting like a poll done for how you actually like just put the name of it up, don't say it, but then like see what people actually
I'm gonna do this on Instagram because you can put polls on Instagram.
Yes.
First. So when I make a post, I'm gonna say, do you say House of 1,000 Corpses or House of 1,000 Corpses? And if you're listening to this, you are now legally bound to go to the Instagram and vote in the poll.
Take the poll.
Take the freaking poll.
Take the poll.
Take one for the team and take the poll.
Anyway. So we watched that.
Do you want me to talk a little bit about what this is about?
Yeah, what it's about, who's in it, you know, all that stuff. Give the little plot thing, and then we'll actually talk about the movie.
House of 1,000 Corpses is a 2003 American black comedy horror film written, co-scored, and directed by Rob Zombie in his directorial debut. So this was his first movie.
Okay, I didn't know that. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Sure. The cast, I'll go over real quick. We have Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, Sheri Moon, Karen Black, Rainn Wilson, cool, Chris Hardwick, we talked about him.
Not Merry or Pippin.
Not Merry or Pippin or Faramir or Boromir or Gandalf or any of those.
Yeah. Was not in Lord of the Rings.
He wasn't in Lord of the Rings, just to be clear. Tom Tolles, Aaron Daniels, Jennifer Jostin, Walton Goggins. Shout out.
Walter Goggles.
And Dennis Fimple in his final role, I believe.
Yeah.
He played Grandpa Hugo.
I actually have a little... It's not fun, but it is a fact that I'll go over later.
Okay. So the basic premise for House of a Thousand Corpses is that it follows two couples who are on a road trip searching for urban legends and roadside attractions in rural Texas when they fall victim to the sadistic Firefly family of serial killers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the prompt. It's pretty straightforward. Two couples on a road trip. They run afoul of this fucked up, crazy family, and they get tortured and psychologically, physically, all the ways.
Yeah.
And that's really pretty much it. There's kind of... I think I know what some of your criticisms are.
Oh, do you?
I think I do. The plot is... How can I say this?
Incomprehensible.
It's mostly incomprehensible. And
it's fucking crazy.
It's strange that it's incomprehensible because it starts out so straightforward. You're
Yes.
just like, yeah, people in Texas.
I'm here. I'm in it.
They're
Yeah.
kidnapped. These people are crazy. We're getting murdered.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole thing. But there's also kind of this element that unfolds throughout the film where there is an urban legend of this, you know, mad doctor called Dr. Satan in the area. And it becomes kind of supernatural almost.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly supernatural. It's more sci-fi where it's like he does experiments on people and turns them into like weird mindless zombies and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's a little all over the place. I would say for probably the first... For like 3/4 of the film, it feels really straightforward. And then the last act, it's kind of like... Okay, so what was that little guy? Mm-hmm. And who's this gentleman here?
Yeah.
And is that a zombie? Are we in a zombie movie now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Mad Doctor. Okay. So it's a little confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the wheels fully fall off of it in the last quarter of the film. I think after maybe the first quarter of the film, though, Rob Zombie was just doing shit. And I feel comfortable saying that because the version we put on was the director's cut.
It was the director's cut.
It was the shit he thought we really needed to have in the movie.
Right.
To, like, really tie all of that together. And, man... Listen, I'd be glad to talk it over with him on the show. Hey, what the fuck? What was a lot of that, man?
Hey, we have a couple questions.
Because, like...
I will say, if it makes you feel any better, when I was doing research to put together my little who's and what's and whys, Rob Zombie has been quoted as saying, like, this movie has attained, like, cult status where people really love this movie and it's, like, one that they return to.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't get that. I think it's a freaking mess.
Oh, thank God.
So even Rob Zombie is like, what was I doing?
My respect for him went up a little bit.
Yeah. But that said, I understand why it's a cult favorite. And... this is a movie that I want to watch again. I think this is going to become part of my Halloween month rotation.
I think it's... Well, one, I can get that because it is set October 30th and October 31st. So, like, that makes sense. And I can understand that. And there are certain things about it where, like, I get how it's just as campy, or certainly not, you know, any worse off than, like, some of the other, like... explicitly like cult following kind of movies or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are certain things, and I think maybe it's just like a Rob Zombie thing or whatever about his movies or what. Like there were so many weird just cutaways to like psychedelic fucking visuals and shit.
Yeah.
And just like we're randomly cutting to like VHS footage of like one of the Firefly, you know, killer family members or whatever, just like ranting about stuff or whatever to give more like background about the character. But it's like, you know, in the middle of a bunch of other stuff going on, and I'm like, on one hand, I kind of appreciate it because like getting to know some of the reasoning why for some of these characters is cool, but on the other hand, I'm just like, man, I don't. It's just like it's a love letter to hillbilly like killer families. I mean, it takes place in Texas. It's like 5, murderous, family members that all live in this fucked up house,
right,
and do all of this weird shit. But I also think that like it borders on, if not crosses over for me into that territory of like weird for the sake of being weird. And but I don't know.
What is Rob Zombie if not weird for the sake of being weird?
I mean, you're not wrong, I guess. But like also people, I think, are split on his interpretation of the Halloween films. Right. Halloween 1 and 2 that he did. I overall kind of enjoy them. I think Halloween 2's ending was botched pretty badly. Like, I don't like that ending of it, and when they're in the shed and all that. Right. But I do like his take on Michael and like exploring that like, psychological, like he was a kid and everything like that. I think that's actually kind of a cool, different take on what Halloween has been or had been up to that point and everything like that. So I'm not even saying like, but I don't think those movies were weird for the sake of being weird, or like there wasn't a bunch of stuff.
I think they were. I mean, we joke all the time about Sheri Moon on a white horse because they're just random shit that he puts in there.
And I guess, but I mean, like that's part of the thing I don't like because that's like at the end of the second movie or whatever. Right. And I'm like, why? I mean, I made the joke when we started this movie up. I was like, how long until Sheri Moon shows up on a white horse in this movie? Surprisingly, doesn't happen. Does she play kind of an insufferably weird character that is like fetishizing, like almost like or infantilizing or whatever? Yeah. Like, yeah, she does, and that's weird or whatever. I don't even know that that's like weird for the sake of being weird. It's just kind of like an archetype of a type of character. I think it's more for me in the movie. It's more about like the random cutaways to like basically porn shots or like
there's a lot of shots of Sheri Moon Zombie just kind of nude or dancing. There's one where she's, I guess, I don't know exactly that we see anything, but it's kind of implied that she's like masturbating next to a skeleton. I guess, and these are just kind of jump cuts that are interspersed. So stylistically, you have the main plot of the film that we're following that's happening more or less in a chronological order. But then, as we've said, just sort of sporadically, there are these jump cuts to other things about them, and it almost kind of feels like we're seeing their home movies. At least that's how I interpreted it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair interpretation of it. Because
it is all stuff with the family. There's no random jump cuts to like other characters necessarily. So I didn't mind that. Like, I understood that it is just, this is an artistic choice that we're making to get more, to flesh out the Firefly family. That's hard to say. And I thought some of them were kind of cool, honestly.
I guess that's like what it kind of boils down to is it's like it is obviously an artistic choice for them to have done the movie that way or whatever, and I just wasn't vibing with it nearly as much. I mean, I was watching the movie and like it was like after the first quarter, maybe the first third or whatever, really like once the group of travelers, the couples, like decided they were going to go and find this hanging tree or whatever where Dr. Satan's body was supposed to be or whatever. And then they pick up Sheri Moon's character on the way to there, and that's where things start to unfold. It's like I can even understand how they end up at the house. Like, all of this makes, like, it tracks, right? It's not, like, incomprehensible and truly that, like, it's, like, Looney Tunes shit going on and you literally can't understand why they would be in there. But it's also, like, the best example I can give. They're all at the house and they're, like, invited to, basically, they have to stay for dinner because their car's not fixed yet or whatever. And so they're staying for dinner there, and I can't remember what exactly happens, but like there's a transition and it's extremely sharp and very jarring, at least for me, where they're all at the dinner table and I think they're all kind of like weirded out by like some conversation that's happening or whatever. And then there is a hard cut. I believe it's when Mr. Fimple's character, Grandpa, I think is how they refer to him as.
Grandpa Hugo.
Yeah, Grandpa Hugo. He's like talking about something, and then there's a hard cut. He's suddenly on stage, and he's like screaming and screeching into a fucking microphone about shit.
Yeah.
And they're all just in an audience now, watching this stage show that is now being put on in front of them, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Hold on a second. I'm gonna say, I think...
Yeah.
And this is gonna be a little mean. Please accept my feedback as coming from a place of love.
Yeah.
I think this is a comprehension issue.
No,
it is. Because when he first stands up at the dinner table, he talks about how the show is going to begin.
Right.
And then there's a jump cut to the show. Yes, we don't transition. We don't see them like stand up and walk to this room.
No, I get that, but I get that. But I'm just like,
but it's not random. Like they prompt that there's going to be a show.
But like, why?
Because
and why
they're
do they?
Weird.
And why do they? Care?
Because it's their Halloween night. Like they talk about how they repeatedly talk about from the time we meet all the family members how these teens aren't appreciating Halloween and how they have all these Halloween traditions, like they have to wear the mask at the dinner table because it's Halloween.
Sure.
And they're doing their variety show because it's Halloween.
I guess. I just like it's so weird and it's so, I don't know, just the characters just being genuinely very weird and like off-putting, every single one of them in different ways. And then where suddenly all the characters are sitting in an audience, whatever, whether they, him saying the show's about to start, whatever. I get that that's just how they're doing it. We don't need to see them walking into the room. That's fine. But like they're all sitting in the thing, and now we're just like cool to be watching this show, and everyone seems to be just kind of like, I mean, I guess the girlfriends aren't as into it. Yeah,
they're not all cool with it.
But they're fine with it until Sheri Moon Zombie comes out and starts doing her Betty Boop thing, and then the two dudes are like, oh, like ogling at her and everything. But everything else, everyone's kind of just like level with.
I don't know. I don't really think that part is an issue. I think like it had already been building because the one girlfriend whose name I don't know, it's not Denise, it's Mary, I think is her name. Yeah. She was clearly the one, like everybody else is kind of, you know how when you're in a scary situation you have fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Yeah. Everyone else is going for the fawn thing of like, let's just be cool, let's just be chill, let's enjoy this. We're stuck in this situation regardless, so let's not make it weirder than it already is. But then Mary, she's the one that's like, it's gonna take hours to fix our car, can't you just drive us back and blah blah blah. Like she's like fighting them the whole way.
Right.
So I think everybody else is still in that mode of like, we're stuck in this weird situation, let's not make a scene. But Mary is like, oh shit, now you've crossed the line because you're fondling my boyfriend during your act and I'm over it. Like, we need to move on.
And that makes sense. I get that motivation and everything. In fact, I most identify with her reaction to everything going on in this house of being like, why don't we just like fucking like one of you, clearly you have a car. Just drive us into town. We don't want to impose on you, whatever. And I get that the family's insisting that they have to stay there. And I understand that their motivation as the family is ultimately they probably just want to kill them. And this is all part of their ritual of doing so. And I get all of that. That all makes sense. This is what I mean, is the movie tracks. It's not like I don't understand what's going on in the movie. I'm saying I don't like how it was done. And I think it's just like, it's just like weird shit on top of weird shit on top of weird shit, and then suddenly Dr. Satan's actually really alive and he's down inside this hole, which is like a weird supernatural thing, and there's zombies and shit somehow.
That's when they lost me. I was fine for everything else.
They almost had me back when Walton Goggins is, you know, traipsing around as a cool young cop.
Yeah.
And everything. And I'm like, okay, so now we got a little bit of like a murder mystery thing. Maybe he's going to be the hero of the whole thing. And then they twist that. And I think that was fine or whatever. I was kind of into it for that. And then it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, it's just weird. It's just, the whole movie to me feels like weird for the sake of being weird. And that's it.
So I kind of agree with that, but I also don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I think that you and I have different tolerance levels for weird artsy shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm generally down to clown.
Yeah.
If you want to be weird, I'm here to be weird with you.
Yeah.
And I think that I get why it, like, maybe wasn't as fun or enjoyable for you, but I think it's truly just, like, I just have a high threshold.
Well, and
like,
I think,
I'm
but
down
I think
to
that's
be weird.
But I think that's like part of the whole thing, right? Is that like it doesn't really work for me, but that's fine. I'm just one person, and not everyone has to agree with me. I don't really ever want to watch this movie again, and I don't hate it. When we get to my rating, I rated it like exceedingly mid. Like I didn't hate the movie. I've rated stuff lower in certain categories,
right,
and everything like that. But I certainly didn't love it. I don't need to watch it again. You know, like I get it. I get what I got out of it. Let me put it that way. Maybe because people are going to listen to this and be like, no, you actually don't get it. Because if you got it, you'd actually like the movie.
And that's kind of how I feel.
Sure, or whatever. And that's fine. You can feel that way about it.
I'm just being mean to you, but...
And you can feel that way about it. I just genuinely, like, I'm watching the movie and I was just like, I don't know, man. It's just like, how much of this it's gotta be, and I get that this is just like a Rob Zombie thing. He's gonna put Sheri Moon in the movies, and she's gonna be traipsing around, you know, looking all scantily clad or whatever.
She has a great outfit at one point, by the way, where she's wearing assless chaps to go to the liquor store.
Okay.
And
yes.
I'm just like, hell yeah, girl, get your ass cheeks out.
And I get that that's just gonna, if you're watching a Rob Zombie movie, you're going to see that. Like, that's par for the course.
Right.
But also, it's like several minutes of screen time devoted just to her and everything. And I get it. My man loves his girl. You know what I mean? He wants to put her up on the silver screen.
He's worshiping
I get
ass
it.
Cheeks.
I absolutely.
He worships at the chapel of Sheri Moon.
I
love a wife guy.
I understand. 100% understand it. Also, I don't really. Can we move on with the rest of the plot? You know what I mean? Like, I got it like the first 7 times you popped it up on the screen. I don't think the 8th one was really going to be. Oh, now I get it.
It's
now
clicking.
I get it.
Oh my god, so she's hot. Okay.
Yes. The assless chaps. That's what I've been missing the whole time. All that to say, as far as like horror comedy movies go, I think again this falls into the category of like it's not super scary to me, but I think it is scarier because there are some things that this is a pro and a con about it being weird for the sake of being weird, right?
Sure.
Like there are moments in it where it is just so incomprehensibly weird that like that in and of itself is kind of the horrifying part of it. Is like they like there's one part where after everything breaks bad, one of the girls is, I don't know if it's Denise or Mary, but she's in the basement.
That's Denise. Denise
is in the basement. And one of the Firefly people comes down and he's eating these cereal really messily or whatever. And she convinces him to like basically untie her. And then she's like, I'm going to go. And then one of the other dudes, kind of the main instigator guy of the Firefly family, Otis, comes like kind of ambushes her and comes down. And he throws her into this like cage that's down there. And when he throws her in there, a bunch of people just kind of like jump on her. We spend no time on that. Literally, they pop up on her, you hear her scream, and then we're done with that scene.
We're done with it.
And we don't get any explanation about it.
Yeah, and next time like, we see her, there's no reference to that.
No, we don't talk about it. And it's like, but that's what I mean. It's kind of a pro and a con because it's like weird for the sake of being weird. I also understand that they're like a murderous family, so there's probably, it's just other victims.
Right.
Or something on there. It could have been, because there's like this like almost B plot to the thing where
Yeah.
there's these cheerleaders that have gone missing. It could be some of the cheerleaders. It could be anyone. And we don't necessarily need an answer to it. The fact that, like, it's kind of a subversion of just, like, her being thrown in a cage is like already kind of scary.
Right.
Right? Like, if you're just in it, right? And taking it at face value. But then it is unexpected that there's other people in there.
Right.
And instead of, like, every other time where there's other victims in a cage, they're all like, and they're kind of weirded out when the new person gets added in, and they're trying to stay quiet and hope they don't get, like, picked for whatever. That they all jump on the new person.
Right.
And do who knows what.
I don't know.
And so...
Well, and it's interesting because we have... So, at the end, Denise, the same character, is lowered down into this well that is connected to, like, an underground complex, basically.
Yeah.
And when she first gets out of the well part, she meets another person who is presumably a victim because he's wearing the same outfit. They've put them all in these, like, bunny suits.
Do you think it was the same outfit, or did they just take the bunny outfit off of Jerry?
I don't know, but they, like, he wants her outfit, and, like, another guy comes and, like, steals her outfit. So it's like every time she encounters these other victims, she just gets fucking mobbed by people trying to steal her.
Yeah, they just kind of steal her shit and then leave her alone. I don't know.
Yeah, and then leave her alone.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
I don't know. I guess these victims are just so, like, messed up that it doesn't really...
Yeah. But, like, I don't... It's this double-edged sword of, like, it's almost, like, incomprehensible to the point of, like, it wraps back around to almost being scary again because, like, you truly don't know what the fuck is about to happen in there. And I think, honestly, that's kind of cool. It's disorienting in a way.
Yeah.
But I think it goes way too far into just being weird that, like... I mean, you're kind of saying it too when you get to, like, the last bit of the movie and now we're in this underground complex and there's a bunch of victims / patients and are they zombies, and Dr. Satan is a weird... I don't even know because, like, how long ago did this even happen to Dr. Satan, and he's somehow down here and just doing experiments on people or whatever, and it just, like, it just wraps around and you're like...
That's again where I'm like, I don't understand the plot anymore, but I'm just here for the vibe. Yeah, you know.
But I'm
here for Otis's outfit. That's all I'm here for.
Yeah.
I love the costume design in this movie. They always have the most insane get-ups on.
Yes.
And it's just a delight.
Yeah. All of this being said, that, like, what I was gonna kind of lead into is like, with it being a horror comedy, there were several moments in this that got genuine laughs out of me.
Oh yeah.
Because it's mostly for visual gags.
Right.
Of stuff that like popped up on the screen that I, like, was genuinely just like, that's really funny.
Yeah.
Like, it was really funny to, like, that same scene where Denise is downstairs and the one Firefly guy comes downstairs. I think they call him Tiny.
They call him Tiny, which is a joke because he's huge.
He's huge. But he comes downstairs and he's, like, carrying, you know, a bowl or, like, you know, supplies to make cereal. And they show the front of the box and it's called Agatha Crispies.
Agatha Crispies.
And genuinely got a really good laugh out of me because, like, that's just funny. Like,
it was great.
This is really funny. And then there's another scene when the assless chaps are happening. They're going into a liquor store to pick up a bunch of alcohol.
Yeah.
Sheri Moon and her name's Baby in this is what they call her. And I don't... Who else is she? She's with another one of them. Was it Otis or was it...
She's with RJ, who's the one who has the tow truck and fixes the car.
That's right. And they go into this liquor store, and the name of the liquor store is Hot Pussy Liqueur.
Yeah.
Or like liquor or whatever, and it's just like that's really funny. It's also the kind of like X-rated joke that like you come to expect from a Rob Zombie thing or whatever. Like, as much as, and I say, like, I like the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, they're not like my favorite things in the world, but there are, you know, his trademark, like, kind of grotesque, morbid humor that some of the characters end up displaying or whatever in those as well. And that comes across in this. Like, a lot of the characters are, like, making jokes that are, like, not great, but also
Yeah, I will say this movie came out in 2003, and for anyone who may be sensitive to this content, in the first, like, 2 minutes of the movie, like, we've barely gotten our foot in the door. They're dropping the R slur a couple of times. So there's some things that didn't age well. You know, and but that's also like, kind of like it's situated in its context and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like if you made the movie now and it was supposed to be set in, because I believe the movie is set in 1977.
Yeah, it's in the 70s.
So like, you know, would it make sense for a character to use that language because of the setting? Yes.
Yeah.
Do they necessarily need to use that language? They don't
need to do it, though.
No.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you get into a little bit of, like, the muddy water with it, because, like, I think it's to kind of illustrate that the character played by Sig Haig, Captain Spaulding.
Captain Spaulding is this amazing clown who owns this roadside attraction that has the murder ride, and it also comes with complimentary fried chicken.
Yeah, it's Captain Spaulding's Murder Museum, fried chicken and gasoline.
Yes, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And he is a hilarious character. He's where a lot of the straight up comedy comes. Also, another great outfit. There's a scene when he is being interviewed by the police because
I forgot about that shirt. It is a really good shirt.
So the cops are there.
Yeah. And
he has a shirt on that has like a pig with a police hat on, and it's just so good. Yeah. His entire look is so great. I can't remember what it says, but it says something about like pigs or whatever on it. And it's really good. There's a you know, right at the top of the movie when it starts, there's, you know, he gets involved in like you would argue that he's defending himself in his, you know, store and everything. Yeah, two guys are trying to rob the place.
And they end up murdering those two guys. And like they're cleaning up the aftermath of this when our actual like protagonists of the movie show up at the thing. And he's like, when we first see Captain Spaulding, he's wearing like his full normal like clown outfit kind of thing, but he's since changed because like after he finishes killing the guys, he's like, I got blood all over my clown, so then he's just like wearing like a t-shirt with like a hot dog on it or whatever. And when the characters show up, they want to do the murder ride. Well, two of them, the guys want to do the murder. They wake up their girlfriends and they don't want to do it, but they make them go on it because it's 2003 and, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they go on the ride, and he's got like the full like I'm putting on the show thing, but he still has like the hot dog t-shirt on underneath it, which is really good. And so like there are things about it that like I think are funny. Like it's one of those comedy horror movies where I'm like, yeah, the comedy's actually pretty good in this.
Yeah.
And if you're going to swing one direction or the other, like at least nail it, you know what I mean? Instead of like kind of being in this weird middle zone where it's like not really scary, but it's also not really funny.
Right.
At least this movie was like pretty funny.
Yeah. I thought it was both pretty funny and pretty scary.
It was, I think, scarier than some other comedy horrors that we have watched.
Yeah. And I think it's because in general, like the stuff that scares me is, I guess it's more in line with like maybe stuff that disturbs me. And there's a lot of disturbing content in this movie.
Sure. I think that's fair. I don't know. I it's gonna sound like, you know, listening to this back that like I hate this movie, and I don't. I really don't hate this movie. I feel so lukewarm about it. There are, I think, 2 other sequels.
Yes, so it wasn't originally conceived of to be a trilogy, but because of its cult following and everything, there are 2 sequels. The Devil's Rejects, which is, you know, the other big famous one, and then I can't remember the name of the other one. I think it's called
Three from Hell.
Three from Hell, yes, that's right.
And I believe
which builds on it.
Yeah, and I believe Devil's Rejects was like 2005 or something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty soon after, but then Three from Hell didn't come out till like 2019.
Yeah. This actually kind of goes into, like, kind of segues into my not so fun fact about this movie. Is that I was reading about the movie afterwards. I was kind of trying to gauge like where I was on the scale of like not vibing with this movie as much as other people. And from what I saw, I knew going into this that like I'm not necessarily on the wrong side of history. I'm just not part of the cult following. It's not for me exactly. But everyone that I did see talking about it online are like, oh yeah, this movie is a fucking train wreck. It is absolutely a mess. It is objectively bad, and I keep going back and watching it, kind of a thing. And I think that's great for people. I'm certain I have movies like that for myself.
Oh, you can't talk, brother.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, but my point is that, like, I saw people talking about this, but as I was reading about this, somebody was pointing out, and I can't remember what year this was. I guess probably around 2023, because the relevancy was that the movie was hitting or about to hit its 20th year anniversary, and 7 cast members had died before the movie became 20.
Oh my gosh.
So the reason Mr. Fimple's last role is because he died after, like, I think before the movie even actually came out.
Yeah.
He was dealing with, I want to say, maybe like heart disease or something like that, which is why most of his scenes he is seated.
Sitting, yeah.
But that's not what killed him. I think he had like a stroke or something. Like it was like something else. The really tall guy, I can't remember his name, but it's like McGrory or something like that. He's like 7'5". You know, he was cast a lot in roles like that. And I think he had like the Guinness World Records of being like the tallest actor in the world, kind of a thing. He died at 32.
Oh wow.
Which I think is common for people who are like that size.
Yeah.
Like you generally have some kind
shorter
of shorter
lifespan.
But yeah, it's like the cast is actually riddled with people that died before the movie hit 20.
Oh.
Which is like actually really sad.
That is sad.
And I didn't know that going into it. Doesn't change.
Like, yeah, anyway,
whatever.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Whatever. They died for their art. I don't care. But yeah, no, I thought that was really interesting because like apparently that, I mean, obviously doesn't really happen all that much, I think, but I just thought it was an interesting little fact about it. But yeah, no, I don't know. The movie's fine. I think this is going to be one of those ones where like I don't know that our scores are like so drastically different, except for in like maybe a category or whatever. But
yeah, I mean, there's a pretty big difference. So you gave it a 5.6.
Yeah.
And I gave it a 6.8. And I think the biggest difference comes from our entertainment scores. You gave it a 6 out of 10 for entertaining. I gave it a 9 out of 10 for entertaining, which was also my highest score. Which
I feel like is wild that you gave it a 9 out of 10.
I thought it was super entertaining. And again, I'm going to go back and watch this movie come Halloween.
It's so weird because I don't want to watch this movie again. I really don't. But I am interested enough to go watch the 2 sequels because I do want to see what they do with it.
Yeah. Past
that. And maybe they tighten it up a little bit. I would be very surprised based on what the fuck I just watched. And seemingly like what people wanted out of this thing.
Right.
You know, but who knows? I don't know, you know. But I don't know. I think it's on the scale of like how much I dislike a movie, and 10 being like I really like a movie, and 1 being VHS.
I was about to say being VHS.
Yeah. This VHS is like king of the shit pile. Like
What about Skinamarink?
Oh fuck. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so Skinamarink is king of the shit pile.
Yeah.
VHS is like number 2 on that scale. It's like right behind it.
Yeah.
This is not even like 3 or 4. This is hovering in like a 5 or 6 range.
Okay.
Like I truly don't dislike the movie. It's just that like it's just not quite for me. I think it's fun if you like it. If other people like it, go and watch it. You know.
I think it's great. I think it's super campy.
It is very campy. I will say that.
Even though the plot is kind of all over the place, it's not a long movie, and they keep it going. Like, there's always something happening on screen, so you're never bored. And
there was one moment that I think, and I think it's because it was the director's cut, that I think that takes away from that specific point. They keep it going and you're never bored because there's always something going on screen. It is the scene where Walton Goggins gets killed.
Again, it was a stylistic choice.
It's so long. You're just sitting there being like I was like, are we now? He's gonna do it now. He's gonna do it now. He's gonna no. And then he does, and I was like, oh my, the tension for me was so gone out of that moment because it took so long to get
disagree.
through.
I thought it was fun.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, and I thought it was interesting because the rest of the murders are very, like, fast and brutal and quick, and this one, like, they really took the time and they slowed they literally slow it down. It's shot in slow-mo. And they there's like no music or score or anything, so I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah,
I thought it was a nice little
the thing that I appreciated about that scene was that was the confirmation of like this is not a story where the bad guys lose in this one. Like this was very much the like if you were holding on to that expectation of like the cops are going to show up, the final girl's going to get away, and you know, or whatever, get rid of that. Because like this was kind of what it was like starting to angle towards, and then it very very sharply twists on that, and I did appreciate that. Again, it's a stylistic artistic choice that I'm just not quite vibing with. The story makes sense up until
a certain point. Yes.
But it's also fucked up because it's not like they tell you the whole time what's coming. Right. It's just like you get there and then you're kind of like, I mean, I guess, man. Sure. Yeah. It's like a weird mix of like a old timey like insane asylum,
right?
But also like My Bloody Valentine inside the mine shaft.
I was
kind
also
of
thinking of My Bloody Valentine. Yeah,
and I've seen the movie described as like a love letter to horror, and you know, like it's got Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of vibes to it, and you know, all sorts of weird stuff about it, and like. To a degree, I can understand that, like, if he was just making a movie that's just, like, what if, like, all of this horror shit was just in, like, one thing? Right. What would that look like? I can actually understand that and kind of appreciate it. I think the end result is it's kind of a mess. He also says that, so, you know, who's on the wrong side of history, Spider-Man?
But that's what I love about it. It is just a love letter to horror.
Sure.
And Halloween and all things weird and ooky spooky. And I like that. Yeah. I think there needs to be more things like that. And I also think it makes sense when you think about where Rob Zombie was in his career when he made this movie, because he got greenlit to do this project originally by Universal Studios. And it was right when he made the haunted attraction, like a haunted maze for them. And he's kind of credited with like reviving Halloween Horror Nights, like making that a thing again. And you think about like he's literally making a haunted house for Halloween, and he has this idea for a movie about Halloween and all things horror and weird and macabre. And Universal ended up not releasing the movie because I think the director's cut actually has an NC-17 rating, and they didn't want to do that.
I wonder why. Which specific shot of Sheri Moon's ass was the one that sent it over the line?
But it got kind of passed around a few times, and like people didn't want to
100% believe that. Yeah, people
didn't want to release it until Lionsgate, who also did Saw around this time, because they were trying to get into the horror space. Yeah, but I don't know. I just like I feel like I understand. I don't want to say this because I feel like there's probably some controversy about Rob Zombie that I don't know, so I'm just gonna put a big fat asterisk on what I'm about to say. Yeah. But I feel like he and I are kind of kindred. Yeah. Like we both just like the weird stuff. Yeah. And
I like weird stuff too, but I don't like when it's just nonstop weird for the sake of weird. I think that that's what like gets me about it.
Weird for the sake of being weird, so it's all about, man.
Because there were other shots in the movie where it's like cutaways to like, you know, black and white, you know, stuff that you would like. The trope of on Halloween night you're watching scary movies and carving pumpkins, right? Like there would be cutaways to television sets or just like old movies and TV shows for like Halloween specials,
right?
Or like the Munsters or something like that, and like cutaways to those kinds of things, or what was like Dr. Wolfenstein.
Dr. Wolfenstein.
Yeah, like, you know, the late night horror movie, double feature host kind of character, and like. I thought that stuff was actually really cool because I really like that kind of stuff. And as weird as it was to jump to those scenes sometimes, like I actually felt more like less jarred by those than just like the random acid trips I was forced to go on, you know, like when they're pulling up to when the cops are pulling up to the property and it's just like random psychedelic colors. To the point where there's a dog in the front of that shot, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Until the psychedelic colors went away, and I was like, oh, that's a dog. I thought it was like a weird, like, little gremlin-y character that was about to pop up. And at the same time, like, I thought that, and I was like, what the fuck are they doing in this movie? But also wasn't entirely surprised if that was the angle we were about to go to. Because I think just before that, we were shown Rainn Wilson's body as turned into, like, the fish man. Or whatever. And, like, we get this montage of how they were killing him. Which I actually really appreciated that moment of it, because that was, like, the kind of sadistic, like, weird, fucked up, like, they're just, like, crazy hillbilly things. But, like, we actually get a little peek behind the curtain of what they're trying to do. And I thought, like, that was interesting and kind of cool. But, you know.
Yeah. You're just selling me the movie, man. Yeah. Everything you say, I'm like, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's fine. you can watch it or don't. I don't really care.
I think you should watch it. Unless sexuality makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Then you probably won't like it.
Then grow up.
Oh. Okay. I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's House of 1,000 Corpses or House of 1,000 Corpses if you're nasty.
House of an amount of corpses equaling...
Equal or greater to 1,000.
Greater than or equal to 1,000. There's a minimum 1,000 corpses in this house.
Right.
We did an inspection.
Right. We counted. We paused frame by frame.
Yep. They're all in there.
They're all accounted for.
They're all in there.
Yeah.
So... Anyway,
do you have anything else to say about this movie before we wrap up?
No. Again, I don't dislike it. VHS is worse.
Yeah.
In every, I'm gonna watch the other two of these at some point. We'll watch them for the podcast, and I give you my guarantee right now that unless these are the most like cannibal Holocaust, a Serbian film-esque movies, they are not going to be worse than the VHS movies that I watched. I will like them more than that.
Probably.
There's actually a reasonable chance that I will like them more than this one.
A lot of people like The Devil's Rejects.
Yeah,
that's like
I've heard
favorite.
That was the one that I've actually heard the most about was Devil's Rejects, and I didn't know until we started looking into this movie that it was a sequel to House of 1,000 Corpses.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool to find out that, oh, this is like a trilogy of movies. So that gave me a little bit of excitement. Like, oh, this is like a whole thing I can kind of like a rabbit hole that I can go down. So I think that's kind of fun. But
yeah,
you know,
we'll watch them.
Anyway,
we'll get to them.
That's all I really have to say about it. I genuinely, like, it is a pretty fun movie. I just feel pretty mid about it. You know, whatever. And that's fine. I think if you like weird stuff, you like really artsy stuff, weird artsy stuff, you're really going to like it.
Yep.
If you like Rob Zombie stuff, you're also probably going to like it.
Yeah. If you like Halloween.
If you like Halloween. If you like subversions, but like good subversions on things or whatever, I think this movie does a pretty good job of that. So,
yeah.
You know. Anyway.
Definitely. So, tell us your thoughts. Go to Instagram and vote on that poll because I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah. I would like to know.
If you want to check that out, we're at First Fright Pod on Instagram and X. You can also send us an email. It's firstfrightpod@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page called Love at First Fright. We keep you guys updated on what we're doing, and we'd love to hear from you. So feel free to reach out with some movie suggestions or feedback, or, whatever. Send me a cute picture of your cat or something.
Yeah. Count how many frames Sheri Moon is in this movie and get back to me.
Yeah.
Tell me the frame you think the director's cut got the...
The director's cock. I think that was a little Freudian slip there.
Tell me which frame you think the director's cut got the NC-17 rating.
Yeah.
Pause the movie on the frame you think you got it, and then send me that.
Screenshot it.
Yeah, screenshot that and send me that frame.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to know. That's a secondary poll, but we can't put that on Instagram.
No, we'll get shut down.
No, I'll open an OnlyFans for that.
We make an OnlyFans and it's just screenshots of Sheri Moon's ass.
That would also, I think, get shut down really fast, but not before I think he got a lot of subscribers.
Yeah,
that.
I think we could work with that.
Like, all I'm saying is Rob Zombie does know what he is working with.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he does appreciate it, and that doesn't go unnoticed.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we all see it.
We get it. Loud and clear, buddy.
Just stop with the white horse shit. Stop it. Stop putting her on a horse in these movies. I don't care what the symbolism is. Stop it.
Knock it off.
Hey, quit it.
Quit it right now. Hey, cool it.
Anyway. As always, scare well, and see you next time.
Goodbye.
I'm Dr. Satan. He doesn't speak. I don't think he speaks in the movie, but I'm Dr. Satan, and I'm alive somehow.
I'm alive. I'm dead. I'm watching TV. I'm looking at you. Fuck you.
That's usually pretty good summation of the whole Dr. Satan thing. I think, honestly, I think that's a pretty. Yeah, that's the end of the movie. I think.
Yep.
We got it.